Thank you so much for staying with us. You're still watching Simply Showbiz right here on TV3. So I mentioned earlier that before, we begin the conversation, by the way, I will have to introduce my guests, the people who will be having this conversation with me. Now, my immediate left, we've got Bessa Simon. He happens to be the acting musical president. And also we've got Vida Educhumwa Boating. She's a showbiz critic. Yeah, she joined me last week. She's a showbiz critic. And we've got Koka right here. Koka is an entertainment analyst. You're all welcome to the show. I hope you're having a good time this morning so far. Yes. All right. Okay, so before we actually begin the conversation, let's check this excerpt out. We'll be right back.
The meeting with the key showbiz personalities and leaders of groupings was to solicit their views and concerns on how to foster a smooth relationship with the police.
Just that meeting has shown that we are very important. It helps us to form a certain new attitude. I spoke about using remand as a punishment. I said that it won't be good, and so the police service should look at it. If we can, when somebody does something that is bailable, there is no need to push the court to remand the people.
We also pleaded that they take it easy with us because we are figures. We are not saying we are above the law. We are just saying that sometimes take it easy with us, how you handle the law with public figures.
Some of the things that we need to do as creative people whilst we are on our job so that we don't fall foul of the law.
Some of the key concerns that came up for
the key concerns was about our security in terms of our creative space. When we are going for programs, the kind of security that we should be giving to us for us to deliver on what we are supposed to do. And so security was a main concern. And then the pranks that people do on Facebook and other social media, we were advised to put a limit to that one.
High on the agenda were issues of copyright and piracy.
Collecting of royalties as well as guarding against people, pirating musician stuff. Because at the end of the day, that is what actually takes care of the musician, his income whilst he's practicing and after he's retired.
Stakeholders and the police were on the same page as far as providing security at key entertainment events is concerned.
The protection for celebrities. We are seen as big shots in the country or in the industry. So most eyes are always on us. And therefore, some protection has to be given to us.
Industry practitioners appealed to the police to put an end to stereotyping.
In our field, we do a lot of accessories, dreadlocks, earrings, chains, and there are some police who don't know that these are items that we work with. Yeah. So they see you and they consider you as a miscreant.
Stakeholders were particularly impressed with the assurances by the IGP.
One of the things that were addressed that I personally loved was the issue of fake publication, because somebody like me, I become a victim of it. The police have assured us that now your lies will be prosecuted.
I like how the IGP himself finally took charge and responded to the various issues and how he said that he was going to deal with them one after the other. So I believe that eventually, if any change is going to happen from what we've just complained about, it's going to be from what he's just promised that they're going to do.
Dancehall star Shatawale hopes his colleagues will take a cue from the issues discussed, respect the law, and be more responsible.
This is the first time of its kind that an IG will come and wants to, gather, people in the entertainment industry, to do a couple of things like this. So I'll say kudos to him, and I'll just say my colleagues should also learn the discipline about all this so we can all, try and survive in this industry.
And yes, you just saw some highlights of what transpired at the meeting, the IGP's meeting with the stakeholders of the creative industry. Now, we need to understand what happened and the matters arising. Now, I'll start with Mr. Simons. A lot of people are asking what was the bottom line at the end of the day for the IGP meeting the creatives. What do you make of that?
Well, thank you very much. I think it was a good thing. I mean, for the IGP and his team, to sit down and think and plan that we have to meet this industry that we know very little of. It's not only the police institution, but also I think the whole nation don't know much about the entertainment industry. So meeting us and allowing us to, the meeting was very good. They listened to us for more than 2 hours, telling them what we think will help us to, do our trade so that we can contribute our quota to the social economic. I mean, for example, there were things. We are a very large industry with different. We have designers, we have actors, we have musicians, and you just name them. So we were all represented. And what happened was, after telling them everything, they also came back and told us what they think. Another good thing is that when you have such gatherings, a lot of things happen that makes both sides understand each other. I mean, for example, we were talking about copyrights and piracy, which affects musicians a lot. And I even said, I was in South Africa a few years ago, and I could see the police had a unit that goes round people who were pirating music, putting them on the street, and they collect all the goods, plus the people who are doing that illegal act, and take them away. And for the 3 weeks I was there, I saw it, going down. People who were doing that going
regular
down.
thing.
Exactly. So now here, if we have a police unit, for instance, that is well trained, this is their job. They know the piracy and the copyright law and how it works. So once you try that, they get rid of you. It will put a stop to it, because it is affecting musicians a lot. Recordings, videos cost a lot. And when you finish and someone from nowhere will just come on the street and, and I'm so happy that particular point was mentioned over and over and over at the meeting.
But did they give any indication that they were going to do something about that?
Oh, yes, they did.
Okay.
I mean,
because as time goes on, we hear in stories that, the police, they're understaffed, they don't have a lot of people. So did they give you the assurance that they were going to put people together to do this for you?
Yes, they gave us the assurance.
Okay.
I mean, like you heard one of them said, he made so many notes. I saw the IGP making notes as we go along, plus his team.
Okay.
They were a team, and he even told us that. And this is one thing I believe in, teamwork. So he said, people mentioning his name all over, it's not him alone, it's a teamwork.
Okay.
And they promised us they're going to take it one by one and make sure that, we are protected. So that we can plow.
All right, we'll get into that some more later. Vida, let's get your reaction. The first time you heard that the IGP is set to meet stakeholders in the creative arts industry, your first impression?
I was wondering why you kept referring to the meeting as a private meeting.
Because apparently we were told it was but it was not so private after all.
The information is scattered.
It's out there, yes.
And when I heard it, I was like, whoa, this is the first time that we've had a whole police machinery sit down to listen to the creatives. And I gathered that the purpose of the meeting was to liaise with creative arts people, get to know their challenges and how the police can help.
Okay.
Before they even went there, or before the day came, I saw a celeb or someone with following on social media telling the police the menu that they would like to have when they come for the meeting.
Right.
And also telling the police that they want alcoholic drinks to be served. And it has to be 30 to 40%.
It wasn't so private after all.
So I was wondering, we want to be taken seriously because every day we talk about the police, the government, referring to us as concert for, as if when you don't have anything better to do, you resort to doing music and all that.
Yeah.
Now, fast forward to the main event. The one who has issues, which is the industry, we were late.
Exactly.
And the one who is willing to help us had to sit
and wait
for us to come. And when they were asked as to what they wanted, one of the striking things that they mentioned was that they wanted privileged rights. So that when, some things happen, they will be left off the hook. We do not want to create a society whereby people will get away with crime or escape crime by simply calling themselves celebrities or stars. So I was wondering, the issues that I was happy with was the appearance bit, because I can see Uncle Bessa has an earring on. He's a very trendy, artist.
Yeah.
Some people may look at him and mistaking him to be, somebody, a miscreant or something like that. So I was very happy about the appearance bit that they were referring to, they were talking about. But we have creative works thieves on the streets. People are selling compilation of thousands of songs on the streets. And the way the police goes out to hunt for criminals, they should also be hunted as well. So those were the issues that I was looking forward for them to, you know, push. Right. And then there was the Shatawale gaffe. I mean, I understand.
We'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that.
Right.
Please hold your thoughts. So, Coca, let me come to you. So she has mentioned, you know, a little bit of the things that some of the creatives brought up. Now, a lot of people were not too happy with the lateness because people are tagging celebrities or public figures are not serious, especially in this creative space. As an entertainment analyst, what do you say to that?
I think, one, as an analyst and a practitioner, I would say there are two ways to look at this. A lot of times, a manager or a business is supposed to manage the space of a creative arts person. So puts more of a blame to the one who is supposed to manage and ensure that time and all these things, because their calendar are supposed, and I'm referring to this because the tag celebrity has been elevated. Okay. And for me, I see more of popular people in our space than celebrities. So when the word celebrity is used, you need to well define it. Who is a celebrity? The fact that we have numbers on social media does not make you a celebrity. Okay. Because your impact in society, if you're not trustworthy, if you have integrity issues, if you cannot influence or help change a society, I'm sorry to say you're not one.
Well, a lot of people will beg to differ because when you check the regular definition of celebrity on Google, for instance, they give you the impression that someone who entertains, who's being loved or who is popular in whatever art that they find themselves in is considered a celebrity.
Good. So why is everybody now running away from R. Kelly?
Well, R. Kelly had his demons to deal with.
Okay. So if integrity and imagery, that will help you be that brand. Okay. People start realizing that it is affecting society negatively and it will cost society more to correct that negative impact you're putting. Brands disassociate themselves from you. So let's take that one there. The meeting, for me, yes, they were late. Fine. But the content.
Not fine.
For me, the content, they being there, everybody that matters were there. It was just that those who feel they were kings were waiting for invitations to get to them. They didn't come.
Well, we understood they were invited.
It was, you see, let's be fair and honest. One, there was nothing like a private invitation to anybody to come. Okay. It was an invitation that was made available to creative arts practitioners. Right. So then I'll ask again that those creative writers who came back and published us as wrong people, who painted a private meeting, because before the meeting started, the quorum was defined that this is a private meeting. So recording and all those things should cease. Even though we're given a clean pass, we're allowed to use our phones and everything. Okay. It was well defined that it was a private meeting. Okay.
Some people also mentioned that the police actually also went ahead to post what transpired at the meeting on their platforms already.
Because, again, they defined that they had the right to record and everything. And he was there. That's correct. They had their PRs, different languages, the digital people, different people, and the cameras were there. Everybody was recorded. Nobody talked about the treatment that we were given. After the thing, item 13. Perfect. Nobody even thanked them for it. You get me? It was a friendly, and get to understand each other platform that was created. Right. So there was, for whatever has come out of it, one, because some of us didn't even understand what we do and how we do. That's why somebody will go there and say that the IGP should help get enabling entrepreneurial skills. You get me? That is why somebody, so it was more like, we loved the platform, but I thought it should have been specific to specific societies so that the societies will come and deliver challenges and problems facing that particular unit in the creative art. But it was more like everybody.
But don't you think if they were to, you know, meet, say, musicians differently?
No. So we are all in the room, but you have a rep, for music, a rep for theater, a rep for sculpture, a rep for tailing, a rep for all different reps, so that the communication will be uniform and direct, so that the issues will not be repetitive.
Point
you get
noted.
me? Those are the
Point
challenges
noted.
that I had. But apart from that, the meeting gave us room that we always forget that the police are also creative arts. They paint. Are they? They paint. They play music. They march. They entertain. All those aspects falls under creative arts. So if you really don't understand that, so the celebritism, they understand it more than better. So where Kofi Boakye goes wild, and you understand that he thought we are losing the sight of the impact building and more of who I am and what I need. That is where the issue he had with us. But for me, the meeting was a great meeting.
Right.
Okay. That add a little bit to what the people calling out the police for putting out the statement. You know, these days the police is very forthcoming with information. So to avoid having scattered, you know, issues here and there, they decided to kind of record it. Then if there's the need to put minutes or something about a private meeting, it will be like a detailed, organized information. But then my issue was, even before the meeting started, we saw bloggers putting out videos of people coming. Immediately, the IGP should have made it a press conference.
Vida, I said the police had a lot of work to do. But I was there. They tell them, the press, that don't video.
So then do you agree with social media commentary that the creative arts industry isn't serious then?
It is not us. The issue is more of the writers who have assumed the position as creative arts people.
Exactly so.
You get me? The problem is the creative arts people. They came a lot. When you ask them, they'll tell you they are creative arts. But when you ask them as in what part they play, they will tell you they are writer. They are there taking videos, they are there taking sound bites. They don't post there. They send it to people outside for people to post. Because before even Dampari, we spoke for 3 hours. Before the police will mount to talk, all the information were out there. So at a point when Kofi Boakye was upset, you could see that they thought that we have betrayed the definition of what we were doing, because a lot of the things were already outside and were not there.
We can't put the blame on the writers alone. I mean, they played a part. But these celebrities are content creators these days. They go to the bathroom, they take a video. They sit in the flights, they take a video. They would not spare the IGP. If you allow them to have their phones in such a private meeting, they will spare you. Because now they are creating content to make money on social media. Yeah, so we can't blame the writers alone. The celebrities also should have been responsible.
But what is their contribution in building us? Their contribution is rather marring the work than promoting the work. And 90% of the issue in the room was image damaging that a lot of people, and some of them stood up to say that they know it is going on, and they are demanding the police to arrest 2 or 3. It will change the system, because every day, take writers, the negatives writes more than the positives.
They believe that they're giving the people what they want.
Because
you know, they get clicks.
You are supposed to shape society with what you write. If you're shaping society with negative things, how do you think we will be seen?
But Kuka, then again, you can't write something that isn't the truth. What is on this, what the actual situation is what you should report.
A lot of the things that were told were not true.
Yeah, I mean, I think, sorry.
Don't worry.
Oh, you can go ahead.
Yeah, okay. The point is, I mean, telling lies about people is so wrong. We can't say that the bloggers know Shatawale, or they don't know people. They don't know what they do. They don't know what they're thinking. They don't know why they do certain things. But they can write something that really hurts. And that is really bad. And also, being in the room, which one did the bloggers not understood? That don't film where we've reached. Don't film, don't post anything.
And they were met first. Yes. They met the IGP first for the definition to be defined that go and wait for us. When we finish, we'll give you the briefing of everything.
Okay. All right, so let's all hold our thoughts. We're taking a quick look at this excerpt, and we'll be right back. We'll get some more reactions on this one right here. You're still watching Simply Showbiz on TV3.
I've come here, I'm sitting down. People are taking out their phones. Me alone took up my phone. Some policeman wanted to stop.
Our checks revealed that the dancehall star's misconduct during the meeting nearly led to him being locked out. Beyond retorting, his body language provoked COP Kofi Boakye, who ordered for him to be locked up for disrupting proceedings at the meeting. It took the intervention and pleas from key industry practitioners present to get COP Kofi Boakye to rescind his decision. Moments after the meeting, the dancehall firebrand was captured in a tete-a-tete with COP Kofi Boakye. The acclaimed musician may have apologized to the IGP for his misconduct, but there's one more thing on his mind. Shatta Wale wants the police to treat the citizenry with respect and stop being rude. What are these things that you also expect from them?
Well, the only thing I expect from them is they should play their role as policemen. Me, I would say that because I don't have any problem with any policeman, though. It's just that sometimes when the citizens meet them, they don't show them that respect.
And yes, you just saw a report put together by my colleague Owusuwa right there. Now, so we just saw a little, stunt by our very own Shatta Wale. And a lot of people actually had a field day with this because it was out there, it was everywhere, people saw. And so when reactions like these come out, people believe that, well, we said it, you people, you just want us to treat you special and that's about it. What do you make of such a reaction?
I mean, this is the personality we are used to when it comes to Shatta's brand. No, I'm arriving.
Being serious, yeah, I know.
But then we do not know what is behind this casting of aspersions that we saw. I'm rightly informed that he was filming and was told not to. But he was late for the meeting, so he didn't have the earlier briefing that says that all phones, But then I'm also reliably informed that he was told about 3 times. Not to film, and then he raises his voice, hey, that kind of thing. I felt that it was avoidable. And looking at him kneel before the IGP and the rest of the policemen told me that he was remorseful of the act, but it could have been avoided.
But doesn't he do this often, though? He burst out and then...
I mean, on his social media, well, I mean, that's his free space. He can do that. But he was supposed to be mindful of the environment that he found himself. Because I was told even COP Kofi Boakye said that they should lock him up.
Wow.
So the immediate remorse was to avoid that action from taking place because already you are in court. We are trying to find solutions to these things. And so if you burst out like that, and he sounded pained.
Exactly. That was where the issue started.
He sounded pained, like
it's like somebody who feels I have something to say,
and I need to be heard.
I've gone through something, and there is something yelling.
And I may have heard that we have a new IGP, but I've not had a one-on-one with him. So if I've found the opportunity now, why don't I
need to make my presence felt?
So I'm filming this thing after I know the conversation that I want to have with him. If you are preventing me from filming, is it a possibility that you can also prevent me from even getting close to him to speak to him? I mean, so he was trying to guard his space and guard his actions thereafter.
After this outburst, was he allowed to speak?
No, he had.
Everybody had a photo opportunity.
Shatta had
with the IGP.
Most opportunities than anybody. I think he spoke twice in terms of the apology, and then even during the time he had the time, he did the normal thing we know to him. He did a comedy. That you remember? Oh, the boss. If you don't know Stoneboy, this is Stoneboy. Stoneboy wants to stay high. My brother wants to say something.
I was informed that he was also being he and Bulldog or Bull God said they were going to build cells, to ease the pressures in the various cells that we have. I don't know how true he was there though. So I think at this stage he needs some anger management lessons. He should take it seriously because it can get him in trouble.
All right.
I beg to differ. We grow monsters and we don't control. At this point,
at a point in time, a monster will have to
is here. He's a celebrity.
Tamed at a point.
Character grows. When you grow something and it matures, to change it, it demands work, and it can even affect your artistry. How our modern setup of creative artists. So, okay, we agree that he has issues, so he needs to lay back, go back, rework on the brand and things. You think our entertainment space will wait for him to do a comeback?
But
no, I'm being let's be real.
This gentleman just came out from Ankafu. So if that few days experience alone will not make you tame the monster in you.
The other question you need to ask yourself: have you been there? The people he met, his association. Did he make a better person, or he made him a worse person?
Well, he did come out with a post to let the young people know that the laws work.
I
was there
when I saw Bulldog. I saw Arnold. George Quay, we all went to Kofi Boakye to have a conversation with. And I'll say, my respect for Bulldog that day, and this is somebody we always attack, vinify, but you need to understand the space to manage personalities in the space.
Okay.
He boldly walked to them and told them that, let's do A, B, C, and D. What he did was wrong. I like what we have done, but let's understand this and let's understand it. Let's not allow what we are going to do this thing to destroy it. So let's deal with this thing this way and go and handle
it. No, but
it.
Koka, you don't sit on TV and say we don't know whether the Anchor experience changed him or not. So we should accept any behavior from him.
I never said that.
No, but that's all I'm saying
is I have been there before.
Where? Have you been in prison?
I've been there before. Yes, I've been reminded before because I had an
Did it change you or not?
It has to be your mindset and the association you have there. If you go there, the love they have, if you fall for the love and other things, you will come back because society doesn't give you that kind of love genuinely. And he said it, Shatta said it at one point that sometimes our ego is carried away because the people we expect love from them don't give us the love. So when we get the love from society and other things, sometimes it gets to our head and we lose what we are supposed to do.
Okay, hold that thought. Thank you very much. You're still watching Simply Showbiz. We appreciate your time. Now, before we went on the break, we're taking a look at, what transpired at the meeting with the IGP and the stakeholders of the creative arts industry. We'll be getting into it some more. We have done, a bunch of it, but there's some other stuff that we also need to look at. Now, a lot of people believe that the celebrities, quote, didn't ask for want of a better word, relevant questions, because some people wanted to have a tag so they will be recognized on the street so that the police will not hassle them when they meet them. How true is this?
Well, I mean,
how relevant is this to the industry?
I think the meeting itself, before we started, they told us what the meeting was about. It was for us to tell the police our needs, some of our needs, so that they can also help us.
Yes.
And we also had to also tell the police what we want from them. And in our industry, people are very passionate. So it gets to a point where they will come and people will say all kinds of things. But this meeting, they invited all the leaders, plus some specific artists from different unions and organizations. So that is what happened there. But I would rather take what the important things that people ask.
Okay.
Like what the musicians want, protection on copyrights and piracy, what the actors want, what they didn't understand. Some of the actors were even asking questions like, if we are filming, how far can we go? Especially where the police comes in. If we need some police materials. I think we should be talking about these things more. And the police also address them saying, well, they should come. Now their office is open. Come, let's talk about this, so that you can, when you're doing a film about something to do with policing, you can have the right facts, so that at the end of the day we can make the right impact. But I don't think we should talk too much about what people say. You can be caught off guard, especially as an artist or a celebrity, let's put it that way. I see all of us as equal. But you can be caught off guard and you can say something, especially if you are not ready and they ask you a certain question. You can say something, and tomorrow, what my brothers, the bloggers are, they will just grab that one, and then they will put it out there, and the way they will say it, all the good things about this person will diminish or,
Did the
vanish.
police suggest anything relating to taking a look at, these blog sites and the way they publish stories?
Yes, I mean, they said, saying lies about something.
Defamation.
It's criminal. And they made us understood, and they said they're going to do something about it. So if someone should take Coca, something he said, and then change it all together to, turn him to something he's not, that can be dealt with. So I think that was a very good thing. And I want my sister to pick one or two of those things and talk about it passionately like he's doing. I think he can do that, you know.
I will for
but for me, the greatest thing, and I sent a letter, I wrote to them that I feel we need a certain protocol, although the public acts and then the criminal codes are all there to deal with those things. I feel we need a protocol where it conforms with a bit of ministerial and then institutions, like the Ministry of Tourism, Trade, Information, the police, the fire service, and then national
ambulance
security,
service.
Ambulance service. So that protocol, if I'm going to do an event, I need to write to the police 6 months before that. But there are things you need to fulfill. So the association you are with, for the association to verify who you are. So if I'm going to do a show, or I'm going to do a funeral party and things, the songs and the royalties, they need to get confirmation from Gumroad that you have paid for. So if it's a movie you're going to do, you have gotten the right from the right people that you can use. The script has been submitted. So you go through all the processes. So before the police will go to you to the venue to verify with the fire person, they will know that you have satisfied all these. Then they come to the venue. Is the venue safe to handle the people, the numbers you're talking about? Do you have security in place? How many security people do you need? Is there a standby doctor or a nurse or a hospital in case of there is a stampede or anything you go to?
Are these not standard operations though? Aren't these supposed to be in place? Because so all these events we are having, they're supposed to have ambulance available, mobile, you know, all of these.
I don't think we should pile the pressure on the police.
That is what I'm saying, that it is a protocol. So before they are penned to give you the right, you would have fulfilled all these things before they are sent that go and do the event.
In this our space in Ghana,
it needs to be firmed up.
You see, Ghana is ruled by law, and nobody is above the law.
We understand that.
Pick the laws that needs to provide people safety.
Okay.
One example, we are being told that before you go for an event, you need to take a jab. Do you know what we have done is we've killed the shows before it started.
Why would you say that?
Because if I decide that Chano Pamio, I'm not ready for the jab, and you are going to hassle me before of it, the one organizing the event, will he get the numbers? You see, these things always have to be looked at and analyzed that let's find a lasting solution that will be win-win for everybody.
The venues for these shows are mostly enclosed areas.
So they need to make sure everyone is protected.
But
at the end
I'm
of the
saying
day.
that it will be better you put...
Sadly, we don't have much time on this. We don't have much time. Well, we're going on to our next one, where the Director of Communications at the Presidency, Eugene Ahin, he has declared a state-assisted burial in honor of the late Nana Ampadu. Now, this statement was announced at the weekly Jubilee press briefing at the Jubilee House. When Nana Ampadu died, the creative arts industry, we mourned. And I don't know why Vida has started laughing, but people were asking questions. So he has died. He has contributed his quota to our entertainment industry, to Ghana. Is that it? And we found different angles to the story where people are saying, at the end of the day, we don't even have museums or places where we can appreciate those who've done their bit in our industry and all of that. Okay, so let me start with you, Uncle Bessa. So he's gone. It's very emotional, but I know I'm not all that old, but we know the songs he's done in our industry. Whatever situation you find yourself in, there's an Nana Ampadu song that will fit that situation. Let me tell you, in case you don't know. So Uncle Bessa, now we found out that the government is going to assist or honor him with a state-assisted burial. What do you make of that?
Okay, thank you very much. But before I go on this topic, let me take this opportunity to thank the IGP and his team for inviting us to this meeting, and I think he did very, very well. I mean, we all applaud that. Right, I mean, when it comes to things like our legends dying, I think I stand in a better position to talk about it. Because I know Nana Ampadu differently, and this is not the first time we're going to do this. Anytime we lose a legend, someone who has worked in this business for more than 30, 40 years, musicians union stand up and do certain protocol. We did it for Papa Yankson.
Yeah.
I was part of it. I led the team. We did it for Jualaka. We did it for CK Man. We did it for Irama Bedu. We did it for, the last one we did was Nanatufor. Okay, good. So as we are leading, and our sector ministry is MOTAC, Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, we write to them, inform them officially that we've lost such a great legend.
Okay.
And this person has stood, you know, for her life or for Ghanaian music, wherever they've been. They've sacrificed their lives, you know. I'm not going to talk about what they should have got or what they shouldn't. That's another topic.
For another day.
Yeah, for another day. And I think for Nana Mpedu's, in Nana Mpedu's case, it's not different. We as Musica has written to the ministry.
Okay.
We've written to the president's office, and this is what we do. We write to both sides.
Okay.
And then they will give us time and opportunity to go and meet the president. You can't say, you know. And don't forget, the head of state, they know about all these big people.
Right.
So, I mean, as I speak, we've already written to the president. They've replied us. They've given us a date that we should go and see them with the family. We always go with the family. When in a case like this, the government always gives state-assisted
burial. Yeah.
And that comes with a whole lot of things. Almost half.
Yes, I was going to add to that. So you find on people keep saying that they feel that it looks like you have to go through a lot just so the state will have to assist. Like, you know, people believe that why is you write the letter? Why don't they just go ahead and have, you know, the process done? But then you need to go through this. People believe that social media, people will have to talk about it, make noise about it before they believe they have to do this.
No,
for the
I
person.
don't think so. I don't agree with that, because it's not the social media that have changed anything.
Okay.
I think it's a good thing they create. We've been doing this for a long time.
While now.
But I mean, now that they came, it's good.
They are calling for more. So the more, no, what are we doing about
calling
that?
For more. We're also asking for more. Exactly. We're asking for more all the time. But what they've been giving us has already been given. So we're going to go through the protocols and get it. And I don't think it's something difficult. I mean, it's already a done deal. I mean, someone like Nana Mpedu, I don't think the government will say, no, I won't do this or anything. And that's what I'm saying. I think a certain style will have to change, you know, in our communications, especially when it comes to media, the media, so that we can make the right impact. Because certain things that's been going on for the past 20 or 25 years, it's not working, so we have to change it. We have to be a bit more positive.
Right.
You know, government is doing this great. What is it? We explain, and then we say, okay, we want to go further. Then we go further.
Okay.
But my biggest challenge.
My issue really is, I've been listening to Uncle Bessa. I just want to know, is there a difference between state-assisted burial and state burial?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So it means that the family is going to take hold of the chunk of it, and then or government is just going to fund it? Because I'm just wondering, because we are all from Kwewu, and we are wondering if they are just going to, excuse me to say, dump the body there and do the whole thing here in Accra, because he is our pride. Okay. And he traces his roots everywhere he goes. He traces his root to Kwewu and how the city had an influence on his music. Okay. So as Kwewunians, we have Kumerica, so we've been wondering.
They like money more than
my issue really is, going forward, I do not want us to, in the future, have a tussle over who we give state burial. That is not to say that Nana Mpedu doesn't deserve it. I'm just, what qualifies a person? Because this is an industry.
Of how we define our celebrity.
And this is an industry where we don't have like the statistics. We don't have like.
We don't have archives.
So how is it? Just because he's old? Is it? How do you measure? I just don't want us, because if you don't take care, very soon it will be tied to political affiliations, and if you are not lucky, it will veer into tribal.
So in your view, what do you think should be some of the key indicators we should be looking at?
My focus really is preservation of his legacy.
Okay.
how are we going to preserve? Because I heard from Deputy Minister Marco Kweku saying that he has handwritten music that he left with his son and specifically told him that when he's no more, he can let all those, you know, handwritten music I'll give to a few. So how are we preserving? As we sit now, we don't even have an official documentary of his life as a musician.
No, but that's why I'm saying I have a challenge with Musica on that. Because I believe Musica should move from a welfare to a business entity to create money for them. One avenue is
the acting president is here.
Yes,
would have talked about it, but we don't have time, sadly.
Going to the presidency.
That's another topic.
Going to the presidency with a proposal and selling a plan of preserving his legacy, book writing, putting up a museum, getting a cost, and getting a consultant to lead it to get it done.
Okay.
But see, 3 cities, 4 cities, go to presidency, plead and do
the
that.
very simple thing, the YouTube account, is it connected to him himself?
Because how much
there are people who have uploaded his music, even Nigerians.
Ghana is willing to invest in it. How much will it cost us to build a building where we say that from all those who have passed, we want to keep their archives, their clothing they use, their instruments they use, for people to pay and go and chew. And then get corporate Ghana again to invest in a documentary.
Thank you
that
so
we can
much.
Show and make money out of.
That is Coca entertainment analyst, and also we heard from Vide Duchumwa Boateng, showbiz critic, also Bessa Simons, acting music president. Thank you so much for joining us this week as well. My name is Akofa. Thanks going out to Trendy Avenue in Osu for my outfit, and we'll catch you same time next Saturday. The news is on. Keep watching TV3.